Hi, I'm Callie and welcome to Kapowski Reads. And I got sad, so I bought some books and I thought I would do a little book haul because that sounded like fun. And also, then I won't feel so guilty about buying books if I talk about them. As you may or may not know, I am doing my book buying a little bit differently this year. I'm trying to be more mindful, and these are the first books that I have bought this entire year. So that's fine. I am also a very fun person and I like a reward-based system, so I have punch cards. I have been doing a punch card for various activities that I want to do more of this year, like I have strength training, high intensity interval training, the jumpy, squatty workout one, Pilates classes, going to independent cafes, watching films and relaxing with face mask, which I did this morning and I haven't marked that off. And for every punch card that I complete, I let myself buy a book. Haven't bought any books so far till now. I had 9 completed punch cards, so I bought 10 books, but one is a pre-order and I am one item away from having a 10th punch card. That will be completed before the book comes out. We're okay. I am going to actually write the name of the book that I've bought on the back of each punch card to keep a little tally for myself because, again, fun people make logs, right? Let's start with the books. First up is the actual first book I have purchased this year. Although with hindsight, I used points, so I didn't pay for it. And it is my first book by Honor Levy. If I am being super duper honest with you, I bought this book because I saw a 1 or 2 star review where the person they did not enjoy the book, but the reasons they listed for not liking the book were the reasons I went, I think I'm going to love the book. So I got this from Waterstones. All of these books are either from Waterstones or eBay or World of Books. So there's a lot of secondhand ones, but this is new. This book is basically a story about growing up on the internet in the 2000s, which as a person who grew up on the internet in the 2000s, it appealed. And I think I'm going to get a lot of like nostalgia, and I love a book that takes place during the 2000s because maybe I'm having a midlife crisis. I don't know. But also look at the cover. I had to get this from Waterstones because it was the only place I could find this particular cover. And I know we're not judging books by covers, but if the cover has a cute cat on it and it's pink, come on now. You know I'm going to need it. Next book is I'll just tell you. I got The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandra Dumas. This is a big old boy. And again, it's very cute. I'm currently I've got a copy of this book from the library and it's on my nightstand. I'm about halfway through a library copy of it. I read this as a child and I barely remember it. Hence, I fancied a reread. And I'm rereading my library copy and I'm loving it. I'm having the best time, but I found myself wanting to underline little bits. I found myself wanting to tab things. I can't do that in a library book. So I have got my own copy. I'm going to finish reading the library edition because it's a different edition and a confusion for logging things. I'm going to finish the book I've already read. And then I have this one for future rereads where I can write on it to my heart's content. And yeah, I'm having a good time with the book I'm already reading. And I've already read it, so it's new, but it's not on the TBR. It's already off the TBR as it enters my house. Another classic, I've got East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I suppose I should just say, bah, I'm a sheep, because this book is doing the rounds right now. I believe there's a Netflix adaptation of it with Florence Pugh. I don't know if that's out or if it's coming out. I don't have Netflix. I'm not going to be watching it, but I heard a lot of people talk about how good this book is. And it is a sort of family, could be wrong, I think it's a family saga that goes on through generations, and there's a lot of things that are reminiscent of Adam and Eve, maybe. It's a weird sized book. It's slightly smaller than a standard paperback, which is annoying because it's also like 600 pages, and I feel if it could be as tall as the others, it would be a lot smaller. I have read John Steinbeck before. Like probably every other person who went to school around about the time I did, I read Of Mice and Men, broke my wee heart. Such a good book. And if you've not read it, I recommend reading it. So I'm going in expecting this to be a very, very well written book and have a good time. But it's also big. But it's also small. I also got books 2 and 3 in a series that I've just started and loved. It's probably going to be in my video next week. So, spoiler for next week, I loved the book. I don't have book 3 yet. It's not arrived, but it's en route. It will arrive when it arrives, and I'm not in a rush at all for it. So I have this one, and I have Pretend I'm Holding the 3rd book. These are part of the Chilling Effect series, which is the most delightful like space opera series. Imagine Firefly, but in book form with a female main character who does not have time for this. She is a reckless, loose cannon, and I love her. And there's psychic cats, and there's space, and there's drama, there's family drama, and it's all just so exciting. It's like a sci-fi TV series in book form, and it's just giving me those lovely like warm and fuzzies that I got when I was watching Firefly, when I was reading Red Dwarf and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It is reigniting my love of sci-fi, so I had to get books 2 and 3, Pretend I'm Holding 3, and I'm so excited. Highly recommend it. It's by Valerie Valdez. Start with book 1. I'll talk about it next week because it's already in that video, but yeah, you know when you read a book and it's part of a series and you just know, I love it. I need the rest. So I got the rest, and it's the most delightful floppy paperback from eBay. I have 2 books that are not currently here, but they are rereads. I needed to get trophies. I wanted. And I have got a copy of My Husband by Maud Ventura. Again, it's coming when it comes. I wanted very specifically the bluish front cover. There's a red front cover. I don't like it. And I have this book as an audiobook, so I didn't need to get it quickly. I've already read it. I've already loved it. I want to put little notes. I want to tab little bits. So I chose to get a physical copy. And I also have pre-ordered a copy of Make Me Famous by Maud Ventura. Again, I wanted the paperback. I read this from the library in a hardback. Loved it. I highly recommend it. It's wild. Never knew what was going to happen next, but I wanted to have my own copy because I want to reread it. I want to reread both of them. And I love a paperback. If I get to pick my favourite book format, I am a paperback girly. I think mass market paperback, I'm the standard paperback. That's what I love. And I could have gotten the hardback. Could have had that in my hand right now. But I want the paperback because I can be choosy. And it doesn't come out till mid-June. And that's okay because I'm not in a rush for it, because I know I've already loved reading it. And it's very fresh in my mind. So I'm not going to be rereading it like now. I can wait. And the final 3 books that I have, they're all kind of categorised as my friend Jane inspired me to get these. She's so cool and she always reads like the best books. So she inspired me. First, I have a little classic, Madonna in a Fur Coat. They're all very small, but I think they're all going to be wonderful. This is by Sabah Hatton Ali. This is a classic that came out in the 40s and wasn't translated. I believe it was only translated into English in the last 15 or so years. So not a long time really in the grand scheme of things. It is about a Turkish man who falls in love with an artist in 1920s Berlin, and it's basically about their doomed relationship. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this, and I know I'm going to cry, but I cry at everything, so is that really going to be a shocker to anybody? I also have another, how cute, I've never seen these editions before. These are Fitzcarraldo editions. They are beautiful. They're just so minimalistic, but they're so chic. They're so chic. Very unlike me. This is Perfection by Vincenzo Latronico. Again, highly recommended to me. Thank you, Jane. Again, this takes place in Berlin. I do love Berlin. This follows a married millennial couple. So we're kind of moving time period here. We're no longer in the 1920s. And it focuses on their sort of efforts to live this like perfect life, but it is bringing them nothing but just like ennui. And they're sort of trying to work out what they want from life. And it's kind of about dissatisfied millennials, which feels perfect for me. I think I'm going to feel so seen. But I also think it's going to be wonderful and it's highly recommended. This is translated from Italian. And the last book is not, it's not to the best of my knowledge, taking place in Berlin, nor is it translated fiction. So we're mixing it up. However, now that I've said that, it does take place in Europe, which I'm in Europe just now. What do we mean? Do we mean like Skegness? Do we mean Berlin? It is weird, fucks. By Lynn Tillman. The cover is gorgeous. I'm such a sucker for a cover with a gorgeous piece of art on it. Yes, please, love it. This is about a young woman and her sexual escapades, I suppose, across Europe and the US. Not across, like she's not like bonking her way across the globe. I don't think. I think she's just travelling and also bonking. It's, again, highly recommended to me. I think it's going to be interesting and I wonder if it's maybe going to be a little amusing. I don't know. But when I was recommended this book, I was told that I would really enjoy the writing style. And my friend knows me very, very well. So I take, you know, when you have that friend who gives those recommendations and each one is gold, I'm expecting to love all of these books, but I'm expecting these three to really kind of hit that spot. So these are my new books and I don't really have space to put them anywhere, but I plan to read them. So we'll get there. That's a problem for later. I do actually have space on my classics shelf for Edmund. So he's got a place to go. He's already read. Let me know if you've read any of these books and if you recommend them. And if you've not read any of them, let me know what the last book you obtained was. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!